Hello and welcome back. This is David from the Personal Finance Squad. We just finished up with exercise 12, which was the cable/satellite and internet bills. Now we're going to get into electric and gas bills, where they're a little different because these amounts are fluctuating costs. So we need to get these variable pieces of data and turn them into fixed amounts in our budget. So a couple things that we want to talk about when it comes to electric and gas bills is that depending on the climate you live in, you're going to have huge swings in bill prices. Especially in Four Seasons states, you're going to have about half the year where the bill is much lower than the other half. The deviation or the dichotomy or the range is much bigger. So you might have a $20 bill in the summer and you might have a $120 bill in the winter, depending on, again, where you live. So it's not so bad when you live in an apartment, and this is what you're going to end up doing for this. But when you live in a home, we can have much bigger swings because homes are on the whole bigger than apartments. And you know that there's a lot of things you have to maintain in there for quality to keep your electric bill down and your gas bill use down as well. Also, another piece here, sometimes these bills in apartments and condos are even included, but in this case it's not going to be for you. You haven't leased the apartment yet, but this exercise is going to tell you what you need to do to determine what your bill is going to be. So you can speak to a parent or a guardian about who pays the bills if you want to see what their bills look like, but really what you need them to do to go further is to ask them to go online so they can review a bill history over the last year. That's typically what you'll get, but you could probably go a little longer. What you want to do is get this information so you can build this into your spreadsheet, because you need to take this information and use this to work this exercise. Okay, so what you need to do to start with is you need to take your gross income. So we said that sample paycheck in the other exercise is $3,077. So you need to take 2% of that. So whatever you've come out with your gross income is what you need to determine by multiplying 2% to come up with your base amount for your bills. And this is for electric and gas separately. So again, here's another example. For example, gross income $1,000 per check at 2% means your bill would be $20. So that's what you want to do. So you're going to have a spreadsheet, and for every month of the year, you're going to have your average number at $20. Then what you need to do is run the 12-month budget exercise. So you can really take this $20, for example, and stick it into January through December. Okay, so now we get back to reviewing the billing history. What you need to do is determine the cost difference in terms of percentage from one month to the next. So if you look at your, again, a parent or guardian's bill, and you can start with December from the prior year, and you can say, okay, well, what was my bill in January? What was the difference? So what we're saying, let's take this example even further. Let's say in November, the bill was 28, and in December it was 46. So what we want you to do is find out what the increase was. And you have to perform a little math, but you can see there that taking $46 in December, less 28 in November, and divide the difference by November's amount, again, basic math calculation, that the bill went up a little over 64%. And that's what you're going to do. So if you had the $20 in your first month, let's say you started in December, then you would take that $20 and multiply it by 64%. Here's another example. For the average was 50, and the increase is 64, then that would be elevated by $32 because now you have $50 times 64% increase, or $32. Then that means when you add that together, the bill would be $82 for that month. So again, you need to do this for a 12-month cycle, and then you can see that we have a grid out here that we start with the projections, right? And here's our 50, and then here was the increase. And then you had some months where it was under, so the bill went down, right? So here you see it, you're going up, and then here you see it go down, and then it kind of stays going up to a little bit. Here it stayed flat, right? Here it was trending down, and then it started popping back up again. Okay, so again, this is going to take you a little time to do this. It'll be 10 minutes or so to go figure out all the calculations. So again, start from there. We'll go back up here real quick. Reminder, you need to make sure that you take 2% of your gross income right here. Start with that number. In this example we gave you was 50. Find out the differences for the 12 months in terms of the increase and or decrease, or if it stays flat like it did here in May, and then add or subtract and come up in terms of the differences in the bills. And then in this case, you can see that the amount was $652.50, and then it would be $54.7 a month by the 12-month division. And then after that, you need to run the 12-month budget exercise to see if you need upfront cash. So remember, you need to run this for both utility bills, electric and gas. One last thing. Now, a lot of households will have a water bill. In this case, since you're leasing an apartment, we're going to say that the water's thrown in because it's pretty common. So that's going to conclude it for this exercise. So take your time, get it right, check your numbers, make sure they're good, and then include the utilities for gas and electric in your budget. And we will move on to the next exercise, which is the gifts tracker. Okay, so thanks for joining, and we will see you in the next video.